He knocked me over. I landed on the dog bowl.
This one's wife. The Black Sheep and Miss Unpopular. Hello, I'm H.G. Tudor. Who on earth could I be talking about? Who on earth could I be referencing as the Black Sheep and Miss Unpopular? You're not going to win any prizes if you're able to guess who I am making reference to. What I will tell you, however, is that there is a fairly straightforward litmus test to tell you whether you are hugely popular or whether you're hugely unpopular. And it comes to this. You can, of course, turn up to an event and there's lots of people cheering you. You know that you're popular. You can turn up to an event and there's lots of people jeering you and throwing cat's piss at you. You know that you're unpopular. But there's actually an easier way to find out than you actually doing something to determine your level of popularity. And that is, are lots of people talking about you? And if they are, how are they talking about you when you're not doing anything? It's easy enough to prompt a reaction when you're embarking on a tour, when you're turning up at events, when you're on television, when you're offering views and opinions as a talking head. But what about when you're having a period of time away from the spotlight? You might be engaging in a bit of R&R, particularly well earned. So you aren't appearing on chat shows, you aren't being interviewed, you're not wandering onto the pitch and waving at the crowd, you're not at a political rally. And yet, people still talk about you. People still make videos about you. People still reference you in newspaper articles, and they do so in a favourable way, praising your abilities, lauding your achievements, continuing to talk about you, even though you're actually fairly quiet at the current time. That is a good measure of you being a popular individual. You're not having to do anything to prompt the discussion. People of their own volition want to talk about you, and they do so in a favourable manner. You're well known, and you're well favoured. You're popular. Congratulations. Give yourself a chufty badge and go to the top of the class. Furthermore, if you find yourself not really doing anything and people talking badly about you, you know that you're pretty unpopular. You're not even getting in their faces. You're not annoying them by appearing on television. You're not there at an event. But even though you're keeping a low profile, people are still talking shit about you. That's demonstrative of the fact that people really don't like you, that even when you're not really on the radar, they still talk about you and do so in an unfavourable fashion. That is a really good indicator that you're unpopular. And as we know, at the moment, although there's plenty of speculation about them, this one's wife hasn't really been doing much as of late. She attended the Children's Hospital LA gala. It was a brief glimpse. She turned up at another charity event, but beyond that, by her standards, she's not really been seen round much at all. And yet people still talk about her largely unfavourably. Harry went off on a bit of a trip and hasn't been seen for some time, leading to speculation as to what he's been up to. With his wife, you should understand that she's been establishing the Grifters Academy. And if you haven't chortled until you've wet yourself watching my video of that name, after you've watched this video, go and look at yesterday's output and watch the Grifters Academy. I guarantee you, you will not regret doing so. But the pair of them haven't been seen together for about a month. This one's wife has only been seen at a couple of events, and Harry has gone missing in action as of late, prompting plenty of speculation. But amidst all of this, they continue to be criticised. And it's none other than Eric Trump who's decided that he's going to criticise them as well. It's not like Eric has had a meeting with Harry just as of late and has thought, gosh, he was a bit of a doofus, or that he's been subjected to a beige word salad from the Duchess of Delusion. No. But Brittany Miller, writing in the Independent newspaper, explains Eric Trump has lashed out at the Duke and Duchess of Sussex, claiming the only reason Prince Harry's US visa is safe is because no one cares about him. Oh dear. The former president's son recently discussed how much his father and current presidential candidate, Donald Trump, loved the late Queen Elizabeth II, and how much damage Harry caused to the royal family after he and this one's wife decided to leave their positions in 2020. So a bit of a shoeing there for Harry. Eric also told the outlet that Harry would not need to worry about being deported if his father is elected on November the 5th, even if his visa application has been questioned. In Harry's memoir, Spare, he specifically references taking cocaine, marijuana and psychedelic mushrooms, which led to a conservative think tank in Washington, D.C. called the Heritage Foundation, questioning why he was allowed into the country. Trump stated, "Truthfully, I don't give a damn about Prince Harry, and I don't think this country does either," the 45th president's son told the Daily Mail. "My father loved the Queen, and I think the monarchy is an incredibly beautiful thing. The late Queen was amazing. The way she welcomed my father with open arms was like beyond," he continued. Well, naturally, he's lashing out the praise because of the way that they dealt with the Donald. He carried on by saying, "We've known the king forever." He praised King Charles III, who had previously visited Mar-a-Lago, the Trump estate located in Palm Beach, Florida. "We've known the king forever. In fact, I was just digging through a photo album not too long ago, and I came across a picture of him with my father. I'm 6 years old in the lobby of Mar-a-Lago," Eric said. He also took the opportunity to speak about the Prince and Princess of Wales, admitting that William never made a misstep and Kate conducts herself so incredibly well and has been such a rock in the next generation of the family. Both of them were compared to Harry and this one's wife, as Eric continued to touch on their decision to move to California and remove themselves from the royal family. "You look at this one black sheep who doesn't exactly know where he is, led by a wife that is pretty unpopular, both here and over where you are," he said, suggesting that Harry had gone off the deep end, and it's sad to watch. Despite the arguments regarding Harry's visa, he still doesn't think it should be revoked. "I don't give a damn if he did drugs, it means nothing," he said. "I can tell you that our father and our entire family has tremendous respect for the monarchy. Just not for Harry as the black sheep, or his wife, who is Little Miss Unpopular." Eric Trump has his own motivations, naturally, but it does demonstrate the fact that this becomes a news article in relation to him talking about them. Now, of course, this one's wife loves to be talked about. She does. Like any narcissist, love me, hate me, but never ignore me. But for her, being mid-range, she wants to be loved. She wants to be admired. She wants to be envied. She wants to be praised and lauded. She can't stand the criticism because she thinks she's a good person that should always be loved and welcomed. The fact that they're spoken about in this fashion demonstrates that even when they're not doing anything, they remain unpopular. And the fact is, even though their supporters might say, "Oh, people can't stop talking about them even when they're not doing anything," it's not because they're liked, though. It's because they're so thoroughly disliked. And this time, it's Eric Trump who provides the challenge fuel to this one's wife by calling her Miss Unpopular and referencing Harry as the black sheep. They really have slumped so far that so many people have nothing good to say about them, that so many people have repeatedly come out and criticised them, and they do so even when they're keeping their heads down, comparatively, by their standards. What a bummer. I'm HG Tudor. Thank you for listening.